got done with row 13. I'm on row 14. I didn't work all the way to the middle. As you can see, I've got one more over here, of one more row of the gold. I'll be at the end of that, just give you an idea where I'm at. But I went ahead and started to work the rows. So I've got the yellow for row 14 to these first marked pegs. And over here, I've done, did I go to the first? Yeah, I've done the same, went to the first marked pegs. So these two are purled. The rest of this is flat stitch. It doesn't matter which way you go. You're just going towards the center. Things to remember, you pick right now which way you want your cables to cross. If you want them to twist left or if you want them to twist right. Because you want to do the exact same thing for the whole project. You may want a cable needle. That's completely up to you. But I will show you. You're going to notice like the cable here and the cable here, it's going to come out looking the same, but I'm going to do them a little different. And that's just because I'm coming from different directions. So just keep in mind the different ways you're doing it. So I'm going to have the cable cross over to, what did I do for this one? We'll just do the opposite. Okay, so for this one we are going to have the cables are twisting. Actually, it was made, I gotta think about which way I done it on the loom. They're left cross cables. Well, it turns out looking right crossed up here. What we're going to do is we're going to take these second cables, switch them with this, the second peg, switch it with the first peg. So I'll start with this one over here. What you're going to do is you're going to E-wrap your first peg, take the bottom over the top. We're actually going to take and remove that from the peg. You make your loop big, put it back to the side. We're going to we want this to be on this peg, so we're going to take the stitch from the second peg off. I guess that didn't need to be real big. Pick that stitch and put it on that second peg. Take the stitch I'm just holding, put it on the first peg, and then kind of tighten that up, E-wrap that second peg a second time to lock that in. If you feel better, you can get a cable tool to hold the stitches, but with a 2-stitch cable, you don't really need to. Some of them it may help a little, but it's not necessary. So we are going to purl 1, purl 2, E-wrap that one, and that will come off, which I'll show you. If you want, you can just put your cable tool in there, tighten it up, and that stitch isn't going to go anywhere. Now for this one, we will E-wrap the first one. Go ahead and take that stitch off. You're going to take your, I just set that back there, take your second peg, take that stitch off, put it on the first, and take that first peg, put back on. I'm going to tighten it up, go ahead and E-wrap that a second time, and then I pull it back this way and tighten it some more. And then we have 2 to purl. Oh, and we're losing that stitch. I'm just going to leave it. For me, it's easier just to leave it hanging out. Okay, so we are going to purl that middle one, pull it off, and we are always taking the second ones over to the first for this glove. For the next glove, you can either do it the same or you can take the first over to the second. So we've got the blue crossing on top of the gold. And there those are. So that is the end of row 14. To start row 15, we're in the middle here. So we're going to start with E-wrapping both of these and then keep going. But you're going to notice we got to get this one, we got to get this one, and they're kind of twisted right now. So you want to make sure those are kind of tight. And just twist the yellow behind the blue so that we're actually connecting them and then E-wrap both. Take your bottom. It might help if I show that a little better. Take the bottom over the top, tighten them again, then twist them back the other way, and your yarn's going in the correct direction again. So you'll purl this. You're going to do 3 more rows, and then you'll have a cable row. See, in this one we'll work the yellow all the way to this last peg on this side that's marked. And for the end of row 15, and then for row 16 we'll start the blue, 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 blue. You want to just go back and forth. You don't want to have this all yellow and then turn it all blue over there, else you won't have this shape going on. But right now you're going to do, we're on row 14, we're going to work to row 21, or if you want you can just restart and do, if it's easier for you to count 4s this way, because on every 4th row you're going to do a cable row, and we just did a cable row. Row 4 is done. We're on row 5 now of this part, because we got to do this part right here, and this is just 12 rows. Or row 10 to 21 if you don't want to stop counting there. So either 10 to 21 or 1 to 12. But so for row 4, 8, and 12, you will cable. And then once you cable row 12, you're going to stop, and then we will start the thumb. So go ahead and get to row 12. We're on row 6 now. I just wanted to make a note. When you come back, you're going to notice I've got the yellow yarn here, the blue yarn here. I haven't done these 2 middle ones yet. I wanted to show you how to do those and how to twist to go back and do the rest. It's okay. You just bring the yarn behind and E-wrap. Same with this side. Bring the yarn behind, E-wrap. Right now it doesn't really matter which yarn's in what direction. But you do twist and then do your double E-wrap again for the next row, because I just finished, keep marking my row, I finished row 5, now I'm starting row 6. And then I always kind of twist them both ways and tie it, not tie it, but tighten it, I mean. And then you don't have to like twist and twist the yarn together because it's already wanting to go in this direction. So the least amount of times you have to twist a yarn to be heading in the right direction is what you want to do. That's the way you want to do this. And now see, I'm already at the end here. So for row 7, which I just finished row 6, for row 7 you will go all the way over here and you'll get this first one. Then row 8, you'll get that one. Row 9, 10, 11, 12, and then you'll start back with your yellow, back and forth. But just go ahead and get to row 12 done. And then I will show you, actually, if you'll do row 7 and row 8, I'll show you how to do another cable row. Alright, I'm on row 8, and I'm back to this middle cable. I already cabled the first set and the third set because they're the exact same. They're going to be the same for the entire project, so I wasn't going over them again. But as you can see right here, we got to cross these collars again. But this time, it's always going to be that second collar crossing over the first. So we've already crossed the blue over the yellow. Now we got to cross the yellow over the blue. And what we're going to do is we're still going to E-wrap. Take that off. Then we'll do... See, I've got the blue off, so the string from the yellow is going to be going in front of the blue. So take your yellow one off second and move it over and tighten it up. And then take that loop from the blue one, put on and tighten it up. And you can kind of see where it's a little, you can see that's going that way. You just got to remember, you want the yarn in front that's going to be crossing over. So from here, we've got the yarn all back in the same direction where it's going to want to go in the same direction. So you got row 8 done. So row 9, we're going to twist to where the collars are back facing the same way. See, we're going to twist it twice, where before we just had to twist it once. Go ahead and E-wrap those 2 pegs. take your bottoms over the top, and then just keep going about the pattern. Go to